Hello, friends. This is Unit 1, Lesson 17. We are going to split this lesson into two parts because there are quite a few workbook pages that we are going to do, and we are going to be learning about word problems that have not enough information, extra information, and hidden information. So let's go ahead and get started with a warm-up problem. Bryce has 8 pretzels. His friend Lydia has some too. How many pretzels do they have in all? So let's start by using our cubes strategy so we can better understand this problem. Remember, first we're going to circle key numbers and units and underline the question. So I see the number 8. I also see my question, which is how many pretzels do they have in all, which helps me find my label, how many. Then the next word is pretzels. Now, I don't see any other numbers. That makes me a little suspicious. I'm going to go see if I can find any clue words that are going to help me. I see the word in all. I also see the word some. So if I were to write an equation from this word problem, let's see what I would get. I would start with 8. I know that his friend Lydia has some, so that means that's a box. And I see the words in all, so I know that I'm trying to find a total. So if I'm trying to find a total, I'm going to be adding, but I don't know my total. So now in this problem, I have 2 unknowns. Can I solve a problem with 2 unknowns? Looks like there might not be enough information in this problem. So what we're going to do today is we are going to practice adding information that is missing. Now, we can't just randomly choose which one to add. We have to add in specific information. So let's go back to our question. Our question says, how many pretzels do they have in all? So in all, again, means that I'm trying to find a total. So this box right here, that is my real box. I'm trying to find out how many do they have in all. So what I need to do is I need to add in some information for this box right here. I need to decide how many does Lydia have. So down here, I would write Lydia has, and this is where it's kind of fun. You get to choose a number. So it can be any number bigger than 0, but I would say less than 10. So I'm going to choose 6. So Lydia has 6 pretzels. So now I'm going to go back to this equation and I'm going to add in the 6 for Lydia. So I have my 8. I'm going to add it to my 6. And now I can find how many pretzels do they have in all. So I would solve this by writing my 8, and I'm going to draw 6 circles. If you have counters, you can also use your counters. And then I would have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So how many pretzels do they have in all? They have 14 pretzels. So we're going to be solving 3 problems that are all missing information. So what we get to do is we get to write the missing information and then we get to solve it. You're going to do some with me and then you'll do some on your own. So please grab your workbooks. We're going to be on page 49. You need to pause the video, go ahead. You also need a pencil. And when you're ready, let's get started. It says add information so you can solve the problems, then solve the problem. So this long line right here is where we are going to write in the missing information. And then we'll use this space to solve. It does not say that we have to draw a picture. So you are responsible. If you need to draw a picture, draw the picture. If you don't and you already know your math facts, that's fine. You can just solve it. All right, you guys ready? Let's get started. So it says, Shannon makes a pitcher of lemonade. There's a picture of your pitcher. She uses 8 lemons. How many lemons does she have left? So first we're going to write that equation with 2 boxes. Remember how we did with Bryce and Lydia? We wrote our equation with 2 boxes. That way we can figure out which one we're actually trying to solve. So let's use our cube strategy to understand this problem. First, I'm going to circle my numbers. I see the number 8. I'm going to underline my question. When I underline my question, I can see that my label is going to be lemons. You want to write it right now, you can. Now let's see if we have any clue words. I see the word uses, so that tells me I'm going to be sort of subtracting. How many does she have left? That tells me that I'm missing a partner. So she's using 8. She's missing a partner, or she's trying to find the other partner. I'm going to put a box around this pitcher of lemonade. Okay, so that's telling us that she's starting with a big number of lemons, and then she's using 8, and we're trying to figure out how many does she have left. So if I were to write that equation, I know she is making a pitcher of lemonade with a large amount of lemons. I know she's using 8 of them, so that tells me minus 8. And I'm trying to figure out how many does she have left. Well, you guys know that you cannot solve a problem that looks like this. So which one do we need to fill in that missing information? Let's go back to our question. How many lemons does she have left? So that is our missing partner. So this box right here is our real box. So we need to fill in a number here. What does this box represent? This is an unknown start. So we are not sure how many she's starting with. We get to add in that information. So go ahead and write Shannon starts with. Now I have a question for you. Can it be any number? Can it be any number? I hope you said no, because this number, since it is a subtraction problem, if I were to put a 1 right here, can I do 1 minus 8? No, I can't. So my number has to be 8 or larger in order for my number sentence to be true. So everybody right now, we're all going to choose the same number for this one. I want everyone to write a 10. And then write lemon. So Shannon starts with 10 lemons. Now can we rewrite our equation? You bet. This 10 is going to replace our box. So I have 10 minus 8 equals box. Remember, this final box is how many we have left. That is staying as the box. So now you can go ahead and solve this problem. If you wanted to, you could turn it into an adding up problem that looks like this. Either way, when you solve it, you are going to get 2, 8, 9, 10. So 2 lemons is how many Shannon had left. Okay, friends, let's look at number 2. So number 2 says, Sam walks his dog in the morning and again in the afternoon. Altogether, Sam and the dog walk 15 blocks. How far do they walk in the morning? So let's try to understand this story problem. If it sounds a little confusing, that's okay. Remember, it's missing a number. Okay, so I see the word or the number 15. I don't see this is my question right here, I don't see the how many. So that's going to make me a little harder to figure out my label. So I can go and I look at the 15 and I know Sam is walking his dog and they're basing it off of how many blocks he's walking. So our label is actually going to be blocks. Now let's go back and let's box our clue math words. I see the word altogether. I see in the morning and the afternoon. So I know that if I see morning, afternoon, and all together, that I'm going to have morning and afternoon. Those are each going to be my partners. And then all together is my total. So my first equation would look like this. Morning, right there. Afternoon, right here, for a total of 15. So now we have to figure out which is the real box. So I know I'm going to put a little M for morning and A for afternoon. I know if I go back to my question, I can figure out what is my real box. So how far do they walk in the morning? That is what I'm trying to figure out. So this box right here, this is my real box. I'm going to put the arrows around it just like I did on the other one. So right here, that's my real box. So now I can fill in the afternoon. Now, I know that I'm adding these two together to get a total of 15. So my number has to be smaller than 15, and I have to make sure that this is going to be 1 or greater. So I would pick a number that is kind of, in the middle of 15, not super close to 15, just to make sure that it's a good number. So let's go ahead and do our writing first. So we are going to decide how many Sam walks in the afternoon. So Sam walks, and right now I want everyone to use the number 5. So Sam walks 5 blocks in the afternoon. You'll get to use your own number on number 3. So now I can rewrite my equation. So this is my normal box that stays. And I have a 5 for the afternoon, and that equals a 15. So I can solve my problem when it looks like this. I could also, if I prefer, change it into a subtraction problem. And either way, I'm going to solve it. So you choose your method and solve. You can pause the video. If I start with 5, I'm going to count up until I get to 15. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Or I can draw 15 circles and cross off 5. Either way, I will get 10. So Sam walked 10 blocks in the morning. All right, we're going to do one last problem on this page. So let's get started. It says, Carrie makes a bracelet with blue and purple beads. 6 beads are blue. How many beads are purple? So let's use our cube strategy to figure out what's going on in our problem. So I see the number 6. I see my question, how many beads are purple? If I use my how many trick, that tells me my label is beads. You could also add in purple beads if you'd like. Now let's see if there's any clue words that are going to help us. We know that she's making a bracelet with blue and purple beads. We're trying to figure out how many are purple, and we know that 6 are blue. So if we were to write our equation, I would say, okay, I know she's making a bracelet with 2 different colors. So if I were to add those 2 colors together, I would get the total number of beads. So here's my 6, that's for blue. I don't know how many purple she has, and I also don't know the total. So this is what my weird equation looks like that we can't solve quite yet. But let's see, what is our actual real box? If I go back to my question, it says, how many beads are purple? That tells me that this box right here is our real box. So we are actually going to fill in what is the total amount of beads. So on your line right now, I want you to write Carrie has, and I'm going to let you fill in the number here. It has to be bigger than 6, and it actually has to be bigger than 7 because there has to be at least 1 bead right here. So you can choose a number that is greater than 7 or greater. I'm going to choose 15. If you would like to choose that, you can. Otherwise, you can choose your own number. So Carrie has 15 blue and purple beads. So now what we can do is we can take this number and fill it in for our total. So I'm going to keep my box for purple, and I'm going to write 15. If you chose a different number, then you'll write that number right there. When you are ready, you can go ahead and solve that. You can also turn it into a subtraction problem. Either way, you can count and solve. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Or I can draw 15 circles and cross off 6 of them, and I will get 9. So 9 beads or 9 purple beads. Good job, friends.